Guardians, don't forget this might be dangerous, so let's put on our mean faces.
What happened?
Oh! Wipers! Wipers! Get it off!
How's this dude still alive?
He is not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man. A handsome, muscular man.
It's like his muscles are made of Kotati metal fibers.
Stop massaging his muscles. Wake him up.
Who are you guys?
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. Brand new Infinity War footage right after some dropped earlier this morning. It's crazy. Put on your mean faces. I love basically the scene where Thor meets the Guardians of the Galaxy. So if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get all the Marvel videos. There's that Infinity Gauntlet giveaway that's going on, and I've got some crazy news about the Deadpool TV series that I'll explain at the end of the video. But basically what you have here, like you can kind of judge the timeline based on the trailers we've seen so far. Thanos boards the Asgardian ship at the end of Thor Ragnarok, takes the Space Stone from Loki, kills most of the people on that ship. Like, people say they can see Heimdall's sword underneath the legs here. That could be true. We don't really know what happens to Heimdall. We know that Valkyrie's supposed to survive because I think they're using her later in the franchise for other things, even though she's not like a really huge Infinity War character. But also Hulk turning into the Hulk from that clip that I posted earlier today, him getting booted to the Sanctum, but Thor basically just gets chucked into outer space. Like you see Thanos squeezing his head like a grape, like he's about ready to burst. The thing about the Guardians, though, is that they're mostly a comedy franchise. Like, they mostly play for laughs. So, like, you have Drax. Oh, look, it's a man. A muscular man. And then even Gamora gets in on the action. The reason why they're playing this moment so much for comedy, though, is because it's coming right after Thanos kills all those people on the Asgardian ship. So they kind of want to balance the WTF out with the laughs. So you have Thanos just doing the craziest things, but then you have the Guardians characters like Rocket that just sort of provide commentary on what's going on. Like, okay, things aren't so dire. Like, there are actually some heroes out here that can help out. But it sounds like what's happening is Thor, because he's still in Asgard space, they didn't travel that far from Asgard when Thanos' ship rolled up, is that the Guardians are probably trying to track Thanos down because of something else. We don't really know what throws them onto his scent, because we haven't seen too much of them in the trailers, just a little bit. They go back to nowhere to check in on the Collector because they took the Power Stone there to learn about it, and he can probably give them some information. I don't know whether or not he knows that they have the Reality Stone. Maybe Thor tells them that, oh, we sent it to him, but then they sort of split that group because all the Thor scenes that we've seen so far in the trailers is of him forging his new Stormbreaker weapon, even though they've hilariously omitted it from all the CG. See, this is a clip without the lightning. You see him holding his fist up in the air, curled around nothing. That's how good they are with the trailers. Like, just click, delete, Photoshop, remove. The only people so far that I know travel around with them is just teenage Groot or adolescent Groot in Rocket. Maybe Peter Dinklage shows up. There's a rumor that he's playing the King of the Dwarves, so that would be the storyline where he would pop up. But this sort of confirms that all this stuff that happens with Loki, Thor, on that ship happens before the Guardians scene really early in the film. And there's also a rumor circulating that Thanos will already have the power gem when the movie picks up. So like, we're not going to get a big long Xandar scene where he just rips through all the Nova Corps to take the Power Stone. Maybe that's why the Guardians are after him. Like, they hear about that, so when we first see them, they've already learned about that and they've been tracking him down. But let me know what you guys think of this so far. In some of the jokes that they put in these trailers, there've been a couple funny moments. For the most part, it's been pretty WTF though.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, being one of the other comedy-based characters, obviously is going to be used a lot for that. Like, oh my god, this is so amazing, even though things are blowing up all around them. The really crazy news that dropped while I was waiting for this footage, though, is that FX Networks and Marvel have decided to pass on the Deadpool animated TV series. That means that they're basically canceling it before it ever starts. There was going to be 10 episodes total. It was going to air on FXX, and it was basically Donald Glover and his brother, the people that make the Atlanta TV show, were going to make the Deadpool TV show. Based on the pitch, it sounds like it was going to be kind of like a Rick and Morty adult animation show where it was basically Deadpool commenting on everything, going across the Marvel Universe, just doing all the things you would expect that character to do.
Your time's up, you dumb fuck.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
But just get a load of the statement that the network released. So it says, due to creative differences, FX, Donald Glover, Stephen Glover, who's his brother that was producing it with him, and Marvel Television have agreed to part ways on Marvel's Deadpool animated series. FX will no longer be involved with the project. FX and Marvel have an ongoing relationship through our partnership on Legion, that Legion TV show, which is getting ready to start, which will continue. I'll explain what all that means in a second, but it also goes on to say that Floyd County, the animation house behind FX's Archer series, was on board to handle the animation production for the Deadpool project. Now, that doesn't mean that the Deadpool series was going to look like the Archer series, it was just going to be the same studio. I assume that they were going to have very distinct styles of animation. But then it reads on, although the show had been targeted for a debut this year, the series was not in active production, nor is it believed that any of the scripts had been delivered. Which you can't start animating until you deliver the scripts. Animation takes about a year to complete. So they're claiming creative differences. So what might have happened was a Star Wars Han Solo situation where they fired those directors because the movie that they were turning in, that they were actually making, was so off-brand for Star Wars that it didn't feel like a Star Wars movie, and it really freaked the Lucasfilm people out. Like, holy crap, that might be the same thing that was happening with the Deadpool scripts, because Donald Glover actually made some statements last year where he was talking about the difference between his work on Star Wars, because he's in the Han Solo movie, and they were actually working on the scripts for that series while they were shooting Han Solo. And the way he was talking about it made it sound like he wasn't sticking super on book with Deadpool. Like when you hear people are doing a comic book series, but it's not going to do anything from the comics, or the way they're writing it isn't true to the characters. Like a lot of times people will do projects and they'll be like, we're doing our versions of these characters, but you can't really do that with big characters like Deadpool. Like Deadpool acts and does certain things for very good reasons.
You screwed up. You know what you did was wrong. The question is, how are you going to make things right?
Deadpool as a character is a walking ATM machine, so whatever it was that Donald Glover and his team were turning in, it probably freaked the shit out of Marvel and FX out. So they're like, you know what? We can't do this. It's going to be too bad. Either people were going to be too upset about what it was going to look like, or who knows. I don't want to speculate too much, but a lot of times you get really good creative people that just think that they can do awesome versions of the character without being true to their comic book origins, or just going way too off book. So as for what they might do with this going forward, who knows, but I'll probably do a follow-up video in a couple days. But just let me know what you think about this. Would you rather them do a Deadpool series even if it didn't feel like movie Deadpool or comic book Deadpool? Or are you happy that they pulled the plug on this before they could do something like that? So what'll happen is I'm working on a Dragon Ball Super series finale video that'll post either early tomorrow morning or later tonight, just depending on how fast I get through it. While you wait for everything, click here for that other big Infinity War trailer video, and click here for that new Deadpool trailer video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.